motherfucker. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about Shia LaBeouf. The man, the myth, the legend, the dude that put flags up and the internet found him. Get shit on. We're going to be talking about consciousness. We're going to be talking about Joe getting high and flagrant. This was a user, not a user, a viewer's recommendation. We listen. And by we, we're talking about all these motherfuckers inside my head just rattling around. Alright, let's get into it. I'm fucking ready.
And I go on to this other meeting. Now, the whole time I've been doing this for the first 5 days, I'm on the phone with a lawyer. Like, look, this is true, but this isn't true. And I got receipts for this, and I'm not going to do this. And I'm fighting tooth and nail. I'm on the phone with the agents, and the manager's like, listen, you got to believe me, and blah, 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 and doing that shit, right?
You gotta believe me.
And my sponsor's telling me the whole time, he's like, look, you gotta have to let go, dog. Like, the wind's at your back. Just let go. You know, all this, like, fighting and fuck around, like, let go, man. That's childish. And I'm hearing him, but I'm not doing it. You know, I'm on the phone with him, and I'm hanging up the phone, and I'm fighting this thing, and I got a lawyer who's like, you need to go to rehab for anger management. Because when you go to court, no AA is gonna mean shit, you know? Addicts had already juiced that route for so long that it don't mean nothing. We need clinical receipts that you're doing something, right? And I'm like, I'm not going to rehab. I've always really, like, cultivated my brown bagger, right? Like, I don't like wearing new shoes. So this idea that I was gonna pay all this money to go pet a horse and make a friendship bracelet, it felt like, man, this shit's like, that's not sexy. You know, I found AA for real. I'm really in my shit now. I don't wanna go to this rehab. And
especially you don't want to go to it because somebody's saying that's going to get you off. Look, it's all about the intentionality. You got to not stop. It's not about not saying the right thing because you're worried about getting in trouble. You say the right thing because you believe the fucking right thing.
It's that, and it's also, I'd already done this.
Right.
I'd already gone to rehab, wrote a script, and played that game. You know, and to focus.
And it didn't work. Man.
It didn't work.
It didn't work.
To focus on, like, my childhood trauma isn't where my problem lies. My problem doesn't lie in what people did to me.
What led you to a place with more wiggle room, and now you don't have it?
And I'm telling him, nah, I don't want to do this, you know, and I'm telling the lawyer, like, I don't want to do this, and look, yeah, this and this, and I'm fighting all this shit, and I sign on to this AA meeting. This is where I'm talking about, like, miraculous shit started to pop off in my life. And my dude sent me there because his mom was taking a chip for, like, 37 years.
So I love weird dudes, and Shia is a weird motherfucker. He's done some things that he's not proud of. But if we're not given a chance, especially if we don't have good role models when we're young, if we're not given a chance to make mistakes and try and improve, how are we supposed to get better? So this is a guy who, through trying to be intense and trying to find himself, I think was not being considerate of others. And through the process of recently facing some of his demons due to circumstance, due to getting in trouble, has spent a little time being introspective, and I truly believe the way he's talking that these are his true, genuine thoughts. And I've seen his, you know, the period where he went and had the brown bag on his head. He didn't want to be famous anymore. He's done some movies that tell me that he's kind of gotten sick of the Hollywood machine. Seems like he tried to alienate himself from it a few times to save himself. I think sometimes that's why these actors have these breakdowns, is sometimes they just want to fucking self-sabotage it and blow it all up because they're trapped in it. They're getting calls from this studio, their agents like, hey, I got this project, and the only way to get out of that temptation of all the money and fame and the ego inflating things that come along with all that, the only way to get rid of it is to create such a fucking spectacle that you don't have the option to go back. I think sometimes they're trying to close that door of opportunity because of how bad it is for them as a human being. I could be wrong though. What do I know?
And the woman who took a chip right after his mother was the woman I lost my virginity to, who when I was 19 years old, I held a knife to her neck. And everything in that moment, it felt like I heard God's voice say, I'm everywhere. You can't run no more. And like my whole fucking, all my planning and like all this like, just went gone. And that really happened, you know? And I remember it vividly. And I wrote her in the chat box like, did my dude tell you to come? Like, do you know this guy and this guy? She's like, nah, I'm in here because my people are getting chips, you know? But it's good to see you. I knew you were on your way here. You know, I hope you get it this time. And so I call my dude up and he's like, bro, you got to let go. You got to let go in full. And I want to get in my car and I drive up to Utah. I'm in Utah for 3 months. And while I'm in Utah, they take my cell phone from me. And if they didn't take my cell phone from me, I was never going to be able to deal with what I needed to deal with. I had never known how to pray because I could never cultivate silence. I had no absence in my life. Every unforgiving minute was full of some fucking scroll or some more like ego.
Yep. And this is why meditation, clearing your mind, focusing on being present in your body. Most people don't hear their own breath. If you are overwhelmed, start breathing deeply and focus on the sound of your own breath. You're trapped inside your own body. And most people don't want to admit that, but you're trapped. You're trapped with your mind. You're trapped in your body. And the sooner you learn how to create and cultivate silence, as he said, and try to do good things, and the universe will manifest good things just through your attempt. Even if you fail, it's the attempt that matters. It's trying to do good things, and forgiveness is for yourself as much as it is for anyone else. Forgiveness is for yourself when you wake up and you realize that you weren't your best self yesterday, but you forgive yourself instead of spending today punishing yourself and being negative. You forgive yourself so that you can work on fixing and being better, fixing the things that you do that you don't like, and being better, living with intentionality, living with purpose, living with discipline, using willpower. Grow willpower, not ego.
Feed, constant, non-stop rotation of this ego thing and that ego thing and just constant fulfillment of like my own personal desires, and they took my phone from me. And just for that reason alone, I would urge anybody to go this route if you're in a situation like mine, just to get the fucking phone out of your pocket. And what that gave me was time to like really assess what had been my operating systems, what had been like the motivational force in my life, which was always me. It was always ego. It was always
even the smallest decision. The smallest decision to even go into food, to everything you eat,
everything was ego. Everything was ego. I would eat that not because it tasted good, but because it would do this or do that, you know. And so I was there for 90 days, and in that 90 days, I made a list of all these people that I had hurt, and I mean a bunch of shit happened, but I came out and just hit the ground running.
You make a list of people that you've hurt, and you first have to forgive yourself for hurting these people. And if they're on the list, more than likely these people mean something to you. I've had my own issues with addiction when I was young. Luckily, I got that out of the way and kind of understood what all that was about. I went to rehab as well, learned all about, you know, different people, what your trigger is. Some people are celebratory drinkers, some people are depressive drinkers, and the sooner you understand what it is causes you to go use whatever substance is becoming a problem in your life, the sooner that you can identify and predict what sort of things are going to make you do things beyond your control. So control comes from engineering boundaries around things that are too tempting for you. You have to remove certain things, and you can't just remove something. You need to remove something and put something in its place. Otherwise you create a vacuum and some other bullshit gets stuck in there.
trying to make amends, trying to right these wrongs. And this is also still a part of that. There's some people who don't want to talk to me, you know? Yeah. And I understand that. And so my purpose now is to be patient.
Is there an example that you can think of that you're, I don't know if the right word is proud, but if you feel good about sort of where you guys got to, or you feel good about the process in terms of making amends, and there's growth? Yeah. Can you give me an example of that?
Yeah. See, I didn't even know what amends meant, just like I didn't know what prayer was, but and let me find my way to what you just said. Okay. But like part of what happened to me up there was I would get quiet and I start hearing like loving thoughts for people that on paper were like villainous characters in my life. So I would get quiet and I was, you know, the first 20 thoughts is like, you got to do this, you got to do that, go here, go there, go get this, got da. And then there'd be like the 30th thought that's like, hit your dad up, tell him you love him. Now, me and my dad weren't talking, you know, and this is how my prayer life works now. It's like I get quiet, I hear loving thoughts, and then when I act on these loving thoughts, miraculous shit happens in my life. You know, I wind up in service, or and then I feel peace, but also like I get all these like incredible, like with my dad, I wound up hitting my dad up. Now here's a man who I done vilified on a grand scale. I put all this shit in the street, you know, and used him, juiced my dad as like, this is the reason I'm fucking foul out here. You know, I come from this wayward upbringing, and you know, my dad is the reason I'm such a fuck up. You know, he's a biker and a wild man and a criminal and a da-da-da and abusive and I wrote this narrative, which was just fucking nonsense. My dad was so loving to me my whole life. Fractured, sure. Crooked, sure. Like wonky for sure. But never was not loving. Never was not there. He was always there. He was always there. And I done a world press tour about how fucked he was as a man. Honey Boy is basically like a big woe is me story about how fucked my father is. And I wronged him. And I remember getting on the phone with him and him being like, you know, I never read this stuff in the script you sent, you know, because I didn't put that shit in there, you know. And I was bullshitting him. I was, you know, just trying to get him to sign this fucking piece of paper. He thought I was gonna tell the story like Braveheart, you know. I was gonna, and I didn't, you know. I told the story like this dude who, and I turned the knob up on certain shit that wasn't real. My dad never hit me. Never. He spanked me once, one time. And the story that gets painted in Honey Boy is like this dude was like abusing his kid all the time. You know, my dad tried to keep me from smoking cigarettes. That's when he spanked me. He found me smoking cigarettes in the shower. He pulled me out. He spanked me. That's when he spanked me. But that wasn't my narrative, because it didn't position me as like this wounded, fractured child that you could root for, which is what I was using him for. And so when I got on the phone with him, I took accountability for all that and knew very clearly that I couldn't take it back. You know, my dad was going to live with this certain narrative about him on a public scale for a very long time, you know, probably the rest of his life. And I done put all this shit in the street, you know. The shit that my dad got arrested for happened like 30 years ago, and I done brought it all back to the surface, you know. And I told him, you know, what I was doing, and it went just like, you know, hey man, I'm in this program, I'm learning to be a decent man one day at a time. I know I done fucked you over here, you know, I done put your shit in the street, and I know I made it harder for you to move around in the world, and I defined you as like this villainous character when really you were like an amazing dude for me in my life, and like, you know, I really look up to you and the way that you've moved through your failings and the father that you've been to me. You've been a great man to me, and if there's ever anything I can do, be it blood, counsel, money, whatever, if there's ever anything I can do to make your life better in any way, please don't hesitate to let me know. And my dad was living in Costa Rica on his fucking cocaine farm at the time, you know, and living with a bunch of Nicaraguans, and like, he said, I want to come home. And so I got him back, and when my dad was...
All right, this right here,
if you're tired of starting over,
is one of my favorite...
Stop giving up.
Oh, that's the short one. Damn. Here we go. This is it.
Do it! Just do it!
This is my fucking jam right here.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it! Some people dream of success while you're gonna wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible. You should get to the point where anyone else would quit, and you're not gonna stop there. No, what are you waiting for? Do it! Just do it! Yes, you can!
Yes, you
Just
fucking
do
can.
It. If you're tired of starting over, stop giving up.
Fucking real as fuck.
Like me, I was a big pothead. And so here I am with I got 10 months of sobriety. I'm about to go pick my dad up. I'm in a weed shop buying.
All right, let's jump forward to here.
You just got to find the right food.
Right.
You got to find the right food.
And I was lucky to have some good dudes in my life at the time when it hit for me to be able to fill it with the right shit. And that's only furthered the longer I've been in the middle of it, getting in contact with whatever spiritual path you find. But when you're around a bunch of dudes who are really committed to that kind of life, it rubs off on you if you're around it long enough.
I just want to give you one more opportunity, if you want it, just to speak about your wife, man, and just about what she means to you and her path and her relationship with all this. I know she's been a part of your life for a long time,
yeah.
But just if you feel it, just speak on her.
Yeah. Well,
the other thing is, I fucking hated this guy from Walking Dead. Because he was so good at being a fucking dick. But it turns out he's one of the most decent human beings. And he took a ton of shit for giving Shia LaBeouf, whatever, the beef, a chance to speak during a very trying time in his life. And so you only find out who your true friends are, and you only find out who gives a fuck when times are tough. When things are great, everybody's your friend. So this guy, I'll never look at him the same. After coming across some of his interviews and realizing how much different he is and how good he is at putting on the fake face.
well, I'll never be able to speak on it. I don't know nothing like this relationship. I never have in my life. I never had, even my parents, even my father, I never had what I got with her, which is, to enter my life, to be with me, she had to take a loss. She had to eat shit to be with me. To be with me, she had to re-enter being a part of my life. She had to take a hit. In ways that I've spoken about before, and in other ways too, probably, And what I know love to be is selfless, loving action. And I've never known anything as loving or as selflessly active as what this woman did for me in my life. She showed up for me at a time when, this is the first time I saw her. We had been estranged for years because of my jealousy. She went and did a movie with another actor, and I thought she was cheating on me, so then I cheated on another. It was just fucking mess. It all weak shit, little boy shit, nonsense. And we hadn't talked for 2 years.
Insecurity, lack of trust, lack of communication. If you are in a relationship and you are just running on emotion and love, what you think is love, and you are not being thoughtful and appreciative and communicating with this person on a regular basis how much that they mean to you, because you don't feel like that's manly, that's some little boy shit. That's some weak shit. Real men are not afraid to say what's on their mind, whether that's aggressive or whether that's some of the softest shit that you've ever heard. Real men don't give a fuck what other people think. Real men are here for a limited time. Real men understand that, and real men say what they mean, and they mean what they say.
when all this shit hit. And I wound up at this rehab, right, in Utah, and they do something called Family Week. And every week, on a Sunday, everybody who's involved in the program has their family show up on these Skype calls. And everybody will show up in the same room. And your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your wife, your friends, whatever.
Just you and the people? Or
no, it's you, the whole squad of you that are in this group. Like 12 of us in my class.
Everyone's family.
Everyone's family pops up on the screen. And week 1, no one shows up. For me, no one. They got the calls. I know they got the calls, but no one showed up. My mother, my father, no one showed up.
This is the curse of being rich and famous. You have no idea who your true friends are. A lot of people are around you. You got a lot of orbiters just because you got money and fame, and they think that they can bottom feed off of your trailings, so people just want to be around you. As soon as that shit falls apart, there's no one real in your entire goddamn life except for this woman and guys like this that you meet along the way. And if you don't recognize when people like this come in your life and you don't appreciate that shit, these people will leave. These people will not stay around forever. All relationships have to be two-way if they are to last. One-way relationships are short-term, fair-weather bullshit.
Manager, friends, no one showed up. Week 2, same thing. So I'm sitting in this room, and even the person who's like therapizing me, she's starting to feel like this. She's empathizing with where I'm at. Everybody else in the room, we got a dude who, like, you know, this isn't just alcoholics and shit. This is like fucking arsonists and like child predators and all kind of wild people in this group, right? And they got people showing up for them, and I don't have nobody showing up for me. And week 2, week 3, I'm there 90 days, so I'm there for a clip. And there comes a point where Family Week comes around, I say to my therapist, like, I'm not gonna go. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to subject myself to this shit. Like, I'm on a path, and, you know, let me just stay here. Like, I don't want to keep reminding myself of how fucked my situation is. And she says, no, I think you should show up this week. And I show up thinking, all right, my mom's gonna be on there. You know, my mom will be on. And Mia is on the screen. And, you know, like, you don't deserve that kind of shit. You know what I mean? You don't deserve that kind of shit. Like, I don't deserve that kind of shit. You know, I done put her through years and years of fucking nonsense, bro. Just like,
not taking things for
I don't have
granted.
nothing to offer her either. You know what I mean? I'm in the middle of my shit. You know, I'm fucking like, I'm like 2 months into this program. You know, I don't even have nothing going on. I have nothing going on. I'm making this list. She's at the top of the list, but I'm not reaching out to her or nothing like that. And you heard her voice. Like, she's like a fucking angel. You know what I mean? Everybody does their shit, and I'm fucking gone, you know? And so they let her go first, because I can't even fucking believe. And they all know, because I ain't had no family show up for me. And she unmutes, and she's like, hi, Shia. You know, and it's like, she's prepping a movie. She ain't got no fucking time for this, you know? But she found time, and she said, hi, Shia. And we just smiled. We had nothing else to say. But she saved my fucking life, dog. Like, before the kid, before the job, before God, before any religion, before a laugh, before a laugh, before Bo, before a phone, before anything, was this woman's face. And there wasn't no promises made, wasn't no long conversation being had, nothing. Just her presence, the ministry of presence. Sometimes that's all you need to offer a person who's in a situation like that, is like, just to be present. And she was present for me at a time when I didn't deserve to have nobody in my life, especially her. And I'm not trying to do this boo shit, because right away my head goes to like, how's this being viewed? I'm such a fuck this way.
You're
but
good. Come on, man.
Yeah. She's a real one. She's a real one, and I'll never be able to I'll never be able to. It's the first time I really understood love, because I didn't have nothing to give. And I was sitting there thinking like, well, I don't have nothing. It's not sexy to be with me. Don't you get it? Like, people out here accusing me of like putting makeup on my genitals and like shooting dogs and shit. Like, you know, that's what I'm being accused of. Yeah. And you're showing up for me like you're gonna be tied to this shit? It didn't make no fucking sense. And love is irrational that way. You can't rationalize real love. It doesn't make any fucking sense. And I had spent my whole life trying to rationalize it. Like, you know, this dude hits me up. He's in my corner because, you know, we fuck with the same craft. You know what I mean? That's what he loves this thing that I got, that I'm like, I'm G with this shit over here. That's why he loves me, because he loves that part of me that's G at this. You know, and then I would write your love off like, oh, okay, you love me because I do this shit. And so many of my relationships were basically like, you love me because I'm fucking sensei over here. In the dojo, I'm black belt right here, so you love me because of this. And when they blow the dojo up, you're like, I'm not G at I'm not sensei at nothing. I don't even know how to fish. I don't even know how to fucking do nothing. Like, I don't even know how to camp. I'm a fucking little kid. You know what I mean? I don't know how to make a fire.
You can hate this guy for the mistakes he's made in the past, but if you hear him talk like that and you don't have any sympathy or empathy, or you don't believe that people can change or that he wants to do better for himself, you don't think that he's fucking miserable realizing that all the great shit he thought he was doing led him to a place that he winds up in rehab, he winds up miserable. And this is just another reminder, don't envy people with things that you don't understand. Don't envy people with money. Don't envy people that you think are successful just because they got fame and attention and people. It looks like people love them. When the cards go down, nobody gives a fuck unless they love you. So that's the meaning of life. It's not money. It's not buying a house. It's not any experience. It's not travel. It's not seeing the planet. It's an experience like that. Something where you see a glimpse of some shit that you didn't even know existed, things that you didn't understand, and your eyes are suddenly open, and you say, "Oh, all these fair weather friends, all these friends that I have because I have these shared interests, and these are people that I pass the time with." Most people don't have. Maybe if you're lucky, you got one or two people that are really, really beside you, outside of your parents and your direct family. Couple people who really give a shit about you when everything falls down and you're at your lowest point. And I hope you know who those people are, because if you don't, you're going to find out the hard way that there might be no one. And so this is a guy, had it all, and this is probably one of the most impactful moments of his life. Rock bottom. It's not his agent. It's not all the money. It's not all the fame. It's this one person who shows up for him and gives enough of a shit to reach out and lend a hand, extend the olive branch when he's at his lowest point. So I think this guy, you know, he's trying to deal with his ego. His ego got out of control and was running the show for a very fucking long time. And finally, this is him saying enough is enough. I'm not going to be driven by some bullshit thing that only cares about me. It doesn't care. Your ego doesn't give a fuck about anybody else, and that's why it's so shitty to live ego-driven. And you can never conquer your ego. I mean, you can shrink it and you can get it small, but the moment you stop paying attention, you give it a crumb and that fucking thing blows up like a hot air balloon. So it's a constant battle against it, because successes, compliments, all these things can fuck you up. If you're on a weight loss journey and someone says, "Wow, you look great," that can fuck some people up. Some people it's compliments. Some people it's money. Oh, I've got more money than anybody else. I don't give a fuck about anybody else. I'm better than the whole fucking rest of the world. You're a speck of dust in the motherfucking universe that's sitting on a bigger rock. You're a dumbass. Wait, no perspective. Just completely first person view. No third person, no fucking bigger picture. Doesn't understand the view from 30,000 feet, let alone the view from 3 million light years away. You know what I mean? Try looking at the Earth from 3 million light years away and see how fucking big you feel. Fucking dumb motherfucker. Good on you, Shia. And this dude, I mean, why are you coming on and having an interview like this if you're trying to, make yourself look like you got it all? This is him, bare bones. Mad respect. Okay, now let's switch it over. Something lighter, you know what I'm saying? Boom. Now we jump into the next topic. The controversial opinion of a high and drunk Joe Rogan that Elon Musk has been compromised by the aliens.
What even mean?
Well, I don't want to say compromise. Oh no, wait,
he might be compromised by the aliens.
Yeah,
because he was a little easy to dismiss aliens. He goes, if they're real, they're very subtle.
Yeah, he didn't want to.
Aliens also compromise rich and powerful. They have sophisticated video recording equipment on these ships, and when they bring you up and they viciously probe you with industrial equipment, they also videotape it. And that's why so many people are scared to speak out about their knowledge, is because they're afraid of the footage being released. The aliens have one of the fastest connections to the internet possible, so their upload speed is so fast they could upload it all at once, pretty much. So stay scared.
To go into it at all.
Well,
I didn't like his pyramid stuff either.
One of the reasons why, maybe, just like from a pragmatic perspective, guy does one podcast with me, I get him to smoke weed, his stock drops, NASA's mad at him.
Same thing. Wait a minute.
Joe's a fucking double agent. His podcast is designed to get you high and drunk and compromise. Maybe he's the one compromising everyone.
Hold on.
And then he bounces back and everything's fine. So next time he's on the podcast, probably better to dismiss aliens. It's like, nonsense, Elon.
Not real.
Elon.
Fake
I don't
news.
know. I don't think he has time to think about aliens. Dude runs 5 fucking companies.
Yeah.
For him, it'd probably be really convenient if aliens just stay the fuck out of his way.
Yeah.
He's got shit to do down here. Like if they land, it's gonna ruin everything. Like if the aliens land, you know what kind of chaos it would be? You think it's bad right now with the Republicans versus the Democrats? Like what happens when the aliens land?
You think it's bad, or you think we all link up?
That's the only time we'll
That's
link
what
up,
we
though,
need. Yeah, that's
do
every
what?
movie.
Have you not
Eating
seen
together, holding hands?
Yeah, good.
Like,
There's a
what are we
whole
gonna
movie
do?
about
They
this.
We're not
come
gonna
here
go
from
out and
other
have fun.
galaxies, bro.
Joe, there's a
But
whole
are they bringing their
documentary
good
about
shit?
this. Yeah, the whole
Are they
thing.
bringing their good shit?
I don't know. Like, are they bringing their good fighting stuff, or are they just exploring? Like, when we send astronauts out to space, we don't send them with any of our good shit.
Do you know what an eater robot
They
is?
don't got guns or nothing?
What is that?
When we space is fake. This. Oh man, when the people behind the ice wall know this stuff. It's only us who are ignorant and unenlightened. We're in a snow globe. Period. And it's a flat one. So it's a snow half globe. It's not even a globe, it's a snow dome. Stephen King wrote a book about this where there was a town in a dome. That's what the Earth's in. Force field. And why are we sending... Well, okay, maybe space is real, but we haven't actually sent anybody to the moon, I don't think, because we're researching how to get the astronauts through the Van Allen radiation belt, which we supposedly already did. Why are we re-researching already stuff that we already researched the first time? Why are we... What's the redo? Are we improving on... I don't know. I mean, we should know, right? We already did it multiple times. Or did we? It's a projection. I want sharks with frickin' laser beams and a hollowed out volcano and a base on the moon. Right.
An eater robot is a robot that runs on biological material.
Oh, don't make that.
They mean
Those are the ones you
no,
fuck.
they've already made it. It's a robot that's powered by biological material.
Osimo. No. The Adam Sandler skit with Terry from Reno 911. Hi guys, how are you doing? Are you watching some football? Who's playing? Could someone come in my mouth? I run on semen. Look it up, it's hilarious. Old Adam Sandler. Pure gold. Also, Uncle Donnie and the Stolen Boat. And my name is Barry Lincoln. And I'm here today conducting some interviews on the street. Look all that shit up. I can't, some of it's very, very questionable. He was not always family friendly. Guarantee it.
So I'm just saying worst case scenario.
Okay.
This is a robot that eats bodies on a battlefield.
Oh God.
To stay alive, and that's how it powers itself.
That's
now,
what you think.
You can say no. We don't mean biological material in that way. We mean plant matter and dead rodents and what have you. But there's a real fucking robot that they designed that eats biological material.
I mean, who has it? The U.S. has it?
As fuel. It's called the EATR. Google it. EATR robot.
All right, now we got. Yeah.
When do you?
What?
Do you think aliens?
Google this thing, man. There's a fucking robot that it could eat bodies.
And it turns it into fuel.
Do you think aliens kill us? I mean, robots kill us?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Akash is a big robot cuck.
I don't think they would want to.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Like, why would they want to?
Why would they not want to?
This is a cigar.
Oh, nice. Well, it's not why would they not want to, because they would not act illogically. We would have to give them a reason to kill us if they wanted to kill us. Robots are not just going to kill us for no reason.
Right.
If we're not a threat anymore, what do they give a fuck?
But don't we really make everything, real talk, everything worse for every other species?
Or don't even say worse, just say less efficient. Like, it might be easier if we're out of here, right?
Yeah, or just like, if you're looking at the world and you're like, hey, what's the biggest problem that's hurting the world? It's humans. It's not
This is so hilarious.
rhinoceros.
We're so cynical. We're like, it's impossible for us to change. So let's just assume that we'll never stop shitting all over the world.
We are such a bunch of fucking shit dumpsters. I was just watching Planet Earth 2, and in the first episode of fucking season 2, it shows albatross feeding their babies food with plastic in it, and the babies are dying because they don't know to throw it up. It's a fucking, and this is some remote island in the middle Pacific covered in trash, like it's the harbor in Haiti after the fucking earthquake. And I was down there on a ship, and that harbor, I could fucking ski across the trash. It's all trash. It's just plugged. The whole harbor is just plastic. So this is not like fake shit. They're not picking an island that just happens to be dirty. Like, the clean ones are getting fewer and fewer and fewer. And yeah, sure. I mean, let's continue this cycle of needing an infinite economy, and we got to produce more shit every fucking day, even though we've already got all the shit we could ever fucking need already. We make it obsolete. We make it so that, oh, it's 3 years old now, time to throw it away. Yeah, just toss it in the landfill or in the ocean, because that's recycling. Yay! And then go to your factory and just produce more shit. I mean, the issue is not how clean the smokestacks are, you motherfuckers. The issue is that we just need to fucking churn. We're just in a fucking churn. Doesn't matter. We'll never get there. We'll never get enough shit. We're gonna pollute the whole earth. You know, let's just fucking do it. We won't stop. We need to change the underlying system. You're on a finite planet, and you've got a fucking capitalist system that relies on infinite growth. Tell me I'm wrong. I'd love you to tell me I'm fucking wrong. We need to change our fucking mindset and change the system. And the people in power need to be convinced by a large group of people that this needs to change, because they're the one that's paying. They're paying all the paychecks, the billions of dollars that keep us all working doing nonsense, doing fucking shit that just produces more and more trash and fucks the world up. It's their money. I don't have any resources to make people do what I want. It's the people with resources that dictate the terms of our fucking life and existence. And we're all looking at like each other like oh, Joe didn't throw a fucking, milk jug in the recycling bin. He's killing the planet. No. It's the whole system. It's the people that design the system at the engineer level, at the architect level, at the billionaire level. Look up. It ain't you. It ain't your neighbor. It ain't the homeless guy living under a bridge with some fucking dirty pairs of shoes and clothes strewn about and a tarp shelter. He's not the guy. He's not the guy that's perpetuating the fucking whole system, But that's what they want. That's what the news is going to fucking tell you. Blame each other and keep fucking fighting. Because if you ever fucking wake up and realize who's really fucking you over, we're fucked. So we're going to do everything we can to keep the lid on that one.
And the robots are going to want to kill us.
I do assume that.
Good fucking reason.
Okay, here's a question. Do you think it's unfair to tell... Okay, I don't know how to word this. You know how we had our industrial revolution, right?
My man!
Right? No, hold on.
What just happened?
We had the worst
give him a
handshake
hug.
ever. Hold on. But no. You know how we had our, time to fuck the environment up? Now, other countries get their time to fuck the environment. Well, why can we tell them not to...
Well, we have no moral high ground.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we had our time in the sun. Now they have theirs. It's okay. Let them use it.
I mean, I'm not aware of what the environmental regulations are all around the world, obviously. I've not studied that. But I do know that it's a problem almost everywhere, where people burn coal and where people, coal burning is crazy. You ever see those documentaries on people that live in there's a certain area of Indiana where there's a bunch of coal plants near them?
What's it called?
October Sky.
That's what it was about?
Yeah.
It's nasty. Like, you go by people's cars, you could just, swipe your hand on a windshield, and you have this coal dust. Like, it's in the air. People are breathing it.
Right.
All kinds of people are having all kinds of
Coal
respiratory diseases as I suck on this cigar. These fucking... they're poisoning people. These people are poisoning people.
Yeah, for sure.
And they're doing it in the name of making power. Like, a coal-fired power plant that does that, you should start it. You go, I have an experiment. Let's see what happens when we burn coal and make electricity. Okay, let's try it. Oh, it's super efficient. Seems to work really well, but it really fucks up the sky. Yeah, let's not do that. It should be like, let's not fuck up the sky. Yeah. But back then, they're like, let's fuck up the sky just in this spot.
Yeah.
Like, that's what fracking is. We'll fuck up the water right here. Come on.
It won't touch the other water.
A couple of little fish. Trying to get gas and electric to these people. The indigenous communities need electricity. Just fracking on
That's what they do, though.
Indian land and letting them make bigger casinos. It's the craziest shit. No fucking predecessors of ours would have never guessed that we'd be hanging on this long.
Really?
Like this. With the way we are like this, yeah.
Wait, how much longer do you think we got?
No, what he's saying is nobody thought we'd be this fucking dumb for this long. I mean, you remember the old movies that showed the future, right? Your flying cars and fucking clean energy and all this shit. We're still doing the same shit. What's the first coal-powered fucking plant, Coal electric first plant. 1866, baby. No progress. Thomas Edison, who's a fucking piece of shit, just a thief and just harassing the real genius, Tesla, small dick syndrome. He's like, fuck, I gotta steal shit because I ain't got nothing. Pussy. Fuck Edison. Fuck the police and fuck Edison.
Not much time.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I think, unfortunately, the way things have unraveled over the last couple of years,
I've been telling you.
Zero faith that we're going to keep this thing glued together for another 10 years or 20 years.
Stop.
Robot.
All it is human greed, Like, people there's a new generation that wants to build wealth. They want to get rich and famous, so they're building fucking AI. People that own the land that gets fracked, they're offered a sum of money, and they're like, you know what? I get that amount of money. I don't have to live in this shithole anymore. I'll take it and leave. And everybody who lives here can go fuck themselves as far as drinking water goes. It's all greed. And if you don't like the Bible, then come up with another fucking system to make people have a different metric than just money and power. Because it used to be good and evil and treating people with, you know, humanity, and you're gonna be burned in a hellfire if you do bad shit to people. Now it's just like, that's not real. I can fuck as many people over as I want, and I'm just gonna go in a hole in the ground and rot, and I'll never fucking be back here. That's what you think. That's what you think. And you're pretty fucking ignorant if you think that. I think that if you took some psychedelic drugs, you might have some different epiphanies, and you might have some different feelings, and you might just have some experiences that change you from a convinced atheist to someone who is at the very least confused and uncertain, and realizes that it's time to spend a little more time thinking about your existence and a little less time thinking about fucking money. Oh, money. Yeah, I love money. You know how fucking stupid you have to be for that to be your primary fucking thing that you're looking for? Money's just a tool. You obsessed with fucking hammers?
Some cataclysmic event.
There's so much vitriol.
Maybe you are obsessed with hammers.
You're living through it.
That's
You're
fine.
like, oh,
whatever.
shit can't
Do
get
you.
worse than it is right now.
My parents never thought the world was going to end in 10 years. I'll tell you that right now.
Tell that to the residents of Namasaki.
Oh,
where's Namasaki?
Namasaki.
Nagasaki?
Nagasaki. That would have been way better if I got the name right.
Fukushima.
That's high.
Bro,
I was thinking of Mario.
New shit.
Mario Yamasaki.
Oh, yeah.
I
was thinking of
I got my
Park.
words stumbled. I should have said Hiroshima, but I was trying to be crafty. I choked.
Yeah.
Damn it. Under pressure. Live podcast. Fuck. I just want to apologize to anybody I might have insulted during this podcast. barely been myself.
Yo, Namasaki.
In a fog of chemicals since the moment we got here. Andrew Schultz insisted that we get intoxicated.
This is not true.
That is true.
Yeah. This is a Joe Rogan idea.
You pressured
this
everybody
is a Joe
here,
Rogan idea.
Madness.
I do like madness. I'm not gonna lie. I
enjoy
tried to start it tame with some steak talk.
You know what I like? I like madness with food portion talk. I like madness with nice people.
You know, why did I think that was the best way to begin the podcast? It just came to me in the moment. I didn't think about that much.
Every podcast is like a small little colt that walks on baby legs. And then it's going to develop a little trot, and then it gets going. Right now we're going.
We're in Homo sapiens.
We're a fucking horse right now. We're a full horse.
Fuck, dude.
We're running.
Oh, dude. Hey, can we talk about one crazy conspiracy?
I got to pee so bad.
All right, go pee. Go pee. We got this.
Okay.
Do you know where the pee room is?
I'm going to piss right over there.
Please do.
In the plant.
If you peed on the plants, it would be
Listen to plants,
You're plastic plants.
No, those are real.
So they need
Those are nutrients.
Please watch
Those are real, bro.
Touch them. They're real.
No, pissing
You think Dove would get fake plants?
Kill Dove.
Your plants, you're gonna plants are gonna go. By pissing your plants. Oh shit, I'm on.
Yeah, water.
Do that
I don't know if you know about me, but I really don't respond to peer pressure. I'll be right back. I'm gonna urinate like a fucking gentleman.
Order pizza from all the places.
Oh my god, I'm a new man.
It's not gonna get here.
We're getting pizza from all the places.
Yeah, let's get some pizza, bro.
We're doing an hour 40 more.
Okay,
We're getting pizza. Duff, we're getting pizza roll and get some fucking pepperoni and shit. Mix it up.
If Joe Rogan wants pizza, we're getting pizza, bro.
simple as that.
I did not ask for pizza, just like I did not ask for this to be a drunken, intoxicated extravaganza.
This
That's
is a
not
lie.
my idea.
No,
I said I would play along with it.
This is your suggestion.
They
He
wanted
demanded it. He suggested
true.
it.
That's true.
not asking.
That's true.
I need Yeonmi Park's number before you
stop it
leave,
with
dog.
We sent each other so many emojis of the weightlifting guy. The weight.
We get it, dog. We get it. Fuck you explaining it to.
Alex looked lost.
Alex, hi, dog.
It was a squat emoji. He never done that.
That's why.
Listen, guys.
Yo, don't light your fucking nose on fire, dog. That was wild.
Don't worry about it, bro. I got a couple of forehead hairs I didn't like. Twinge them. That's what happens. You lose all your hair on the head and you get them in the ear area. I get them in my
very true.
You get any ear hairs yet?
He's not lying.
I get one on this one right here.
It's a sure sign of misfiring. And your DNA's reverting back to your monkey self. It's growing fucking ear hair and shit. As you slowly fade away.
Yeah. How long you think you got? How long you think you got, Joe? How many years?
Well, if Joe Biden gets reelected, I think I got about 4.
Wait, really? You think?
I don't know, man. I'm kidding.
Who do you think goes after Joe?
Doing a comedy podcast?
Why you took that man serious? Why you took that man serious?
You guys are so serious.
What the fuck's wrong with you, dog? He's like, I got 4 years to live. You see, if Joe Biden wins, you're like, really?
No, I was like, you think he's gonna win?
Oprah?
Listen, can I be thoughtful on this week? Can I be compassionate? Can I be empathetic?
No, you cannot. That's what makes it unbelievable.
Oh, okay. That's a good ass point. No, you make a good ass point.
Joe Biden, Alpha Brain, Black Label. Go get some. It's real. It's legit. It works.
Yeah.
I'm a living testament. I barely got out of high school. I have a phenomenal memory.
No, your recall is crazy, bro.
I'm gonna take this shit, Alpha Brain.
Don't just take that because I said to. But there's a bunch of other stuff you should try.
Joe, we've been promoting Alpha Brain on this
I love
podcast.
it. Alpha Brain is great. No. There's stuff that helps your brain.
Well,
There's stuff
Akash wants to get chiseled.
Neurogum. Oh, you want to get big?
Yeah, he wants to get big.
Joe.
Not even big. He wants to be like slim. Like his body is felt.
Like a swimmer?
Joe, what's everything you take? Everything.
Everything.
That was sexual.
Most of it is like the big results come from testosterone replacement. So there's that, and then there's peptides that increase your body's ability to grow hormones like growth hormone and
What
IGF-1 and all.
peptides?
There's
peptides is mad general,
there's BBC 157 and there's another thing.
Now what, dummy?
GC, I think it's called
Google it later.
Ipamorelin.
You've Googled BBC.
I'm fucking these names up, and then another one's called thymosin. And what these things do is they help your body produce the hormones that it should have when you're younger and your body works better. And if you
All right, let's get to the conspiracy part. Let's see what else is in here.
they're inexorably connected. The businesses don't get to make decisions that are bad for the government. If they do, they disappear, dudes.
Okay, here, let's go. Conspiracy theory.
Let's go.
How different? How different? Okay, I see you, Miles.
A conspiracy more than a high guy.
Okay, here's the conspiracy. Are Joe Coy and Chelsea Handler really in a relationship?
No, you did not do that.
Shield this man.
Don't do this.
Why would you put that on Joe, bro?
I said don't do
It was Alex Jones was hitting me nonstop. He's like, there's something awry here.
Seems like a false flank.
I want to remind you.
Middle-age crisis actors.
I want to remind you. You did not just say what I think you said. What the fuck did you say?
Midlife crisis actors.
No,
You corrected it because you said middle-age crisis actors, and then you realized midlife crisis actors. Actually, it's better. It's teamwork, it's
bro.
cleaner. It's a cleaner bit. You nailed it.
Okay, but we love Joe on this podcast.
I know Chelsea. I love Chelsea. I wrote a thing about one of her books, or wrote a little blurb.
Oh, really?
Back in the day, yeah.
She was
I knew her from
phenomenal.
the Comedy Store. She was always cool.
No, back her show, she was great. She was great. Her interviewing was great. It was different. What happened?
Tone of this room just changed to bullshit.
No, I'll be honest with you.
Call that shit out.
No, I think she was fucking great.
I'm not saying she's not. I'm not saying she's not, but I'm just saying like there was like a general tone of like, let's say something nice right now.
Yep. That's
He
real
just called out
fact.
the moment, yo.
I
All right.
love that.
I think we
Okay,
Joe,
fair.
I love
we
that.
have hit the high points of this. It just gets drunker. You know what I mean? So I think we're gonna wrap this one up and move along into the great abyss. where paths may cross again.
I'm not suicidal. I would never kill myself.